What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing good. And today we are doing a mild performance mod, but definitely a big upgrade compared to stock. So we have a few things here today to put on. Let's get all of these open. These two go together, and this is something separate. Just noticed something on the box now with the K&N. Worth it for the horsepower. And there are a few intake systems that you can put into the car, such as the cold air intake system, a full replacement new intake system, and the drop-in. So the way it works is that the cold air intake system obviously replaces the entire intake in the engine bay with the cone and the metal pipe, and that is its advantages: more intake noises, better performance, better looks in my opinion. But it does have some drawbacks. The metal is obviously more conductive of heat, which means more heat sink, and that means a little bit of higher air temperatures going to the engine bay, which isn't a big deal but makes a little bit of difference. So that's why I haven't gone with that. And but it looks nice, performs nice, and definitely worth it over a stock one. The only way I could see around it making it super usable is maybe like a surround box around the cone filter, and then maybe heat wrapping the metal pipe, but that maybe wouldn't look as nice as the exposed cold air intake. Second option is the full replacement system. That's the best one. That is way too expensive, also way too expensive for my application. And doing this K&N drop-in filter, I could get away with getting the same-ish performance at a much less cost, but those do work the best, but they don't look as nice in my opinion, and the K&N maybe looks a bit better, and that's why I chose the third option, K&N drop-in filter. I am justifying it a bit. It's not the best solution in the world, like I say, the full replacement or whatever, but it is a step up from the OEM while maintaining good air intake temperatures, high airflow, and looks. What we have here is a K&N drop-in air filter paired with the new silicone pipe for the intake, and a little something, just a new engine oil cover. Let's pop the hood. Here it is, the engine bay. Again, the 2-liter boxer engine, and as you can see, I've already done some stuff in the engine bay, minimal to nothing, but it's still something, you know. So I got this coolant cover, billet aluminium, and then actually this was actually an ISO yellow like these covers, but I've actually gotten this again red billet aluminium replacement for this, and it looks super good. And I actually didn't get this. Is actually from my friend Yusuf, so he gave it to me. Shout out Yusuf. This thing is a huge improvement, looks super nice, great quality, and I definitely was going to get this myself, but thank you so much for giving this to me. I appreciate it more than you know. So yeah. And speaking of yellow ISOs in the engine bay, today we are changing the engine oil cover, and we're replacing it with a nice aluminum red. And I don't know, the yellow in this engine bay just doesn't do it for me. The red elements are way better looking, so I'm gonna replace. And as I said in the previous video, I asked you guys if I should do more red stuff, and you guys said yeah, so slowly make the engine bay look a bit more red, and that's what we're doing with this. Right, the new engine oil cover is in, and that looks a lot better than the old yellow ISO one. And yeah, it adds a little bit more red to the engine bay. But now let's add even more red, and let's get this K&N system in. What we're going to be doing today has to do with this, the stock intake system. So the way this works is that inside this bumper there's a snorkel pipe that pulls in air from here through the snorkel, and the snorkel takes it into the intake through this connector here. The filter is in here, and after the filter then it moves through this pipe and then into the throttle body. So there's actually a lot of components, like for example this resonator here, and there's a resonator here, like a kidney shaped resonator, and there's actually supposed to be a sound tube here that extends like this, goes through and then underneath and into the firewall under there. So I've actually taken out the sound tube, replaced it with this little cap that was like 5 rand, and I replaced the cap. And this thing, the sound tube doesn't do anything for performance. It was just taking sound from the intake, feeding it. So when you're driving it sounds nice, you know, you hear a bit of intake noises. It's kind of dumb, takes away a little bit from performance, so I plugged that up. But it's kind of an eyesore, doesn't look that good. It serves absolutely no purpose as compared to these resonators, the kidney and the large one, because they serve a purpose. They're supposed to smooth airflow, and then for back pressure take in excess air so it doesn't harm the throttle body and the engine. But today we're going to be replacing this pipe right here, because as you can see it has a lot of ridges, and these ridges make it easier for the pipe to bend for manufacturing, and also the ridges catch air so it stops loud intake noises from the engine bay. But we don't really want that, so we're going to install the new silicone pipe, the smooth one. It'll take away the ridges, that will increase intake noises and a bit of performance, just because these ridges do slow down airflow into the throttle body. So going to place this and the filter in here with the K&N drop-in filter. And the K&N drop-in filter, the way it works is that it's a different material from this. I believe this is paper. The K&N is a different plastic mold drop-in filter, so that's supposed to let in more airflow, increase performance. It is a little bit of a gimmick, but not much, because the increased performance is maybe like 5-10 horsepower maximum, never above that, especially for an NA engine. Combined with a tune, could, you know, do a little bit something, I guess, but like I say, 5 to 10 wheel horsepower. So the first step is to take out this OEM rubber pipe, remove this screw and this screw which is attached to the clamp. So you can take out the pipe, pull. Perfect, that's out. So this was a flathead, and then this is a star. We are going to reuse both this and this when we reattach the new silicone pipe, so definitely hold on to them. And it's there, and it is out along with the kidney resonator. I call it kidney, it's about kidney shape. Maybe it's not kidney shape, but that's just what I call it. And now that we have the stock intake pipe out, we need to take out this resonator, because as I said before, it helps with back pressure, air, and smoothing the airflow. So you take this off and then put it back onto the silicone one. So again, it's got one of these clips. Again, you just put a plier and you just pull it out. Just quickly going to wash my hands, because I don't want to get this new silicone pipe dirty. But let's get it installed now. I'm going to put on the hardware, the clip here for the hose, and a clip here for the kidney resonator, clip here to attach to the intake box, and a clip here to attach to the throttle body. So I got in the kidney resonator and the hose. Nice time to just put back on the clips. This clip obviously goes for this one, star screwdriver, the star screw, and then the flathead screw goes for the top. So let me get those in and fasten up. So to replace the drop-in filter, all you have to do is pop these clips off, lift it a bit, and then there's the old filter, a little bit dirty, and then you just slide in the new K&N straight in. Okay, now that we've got everything in, drop-in filter, silicone intake pipe, It's time to put on the last finishing touch, which is, oh yeah, famous K&N filter sticker. This by itself, 1000 horsepower. Okay, clean down the surface. There it is, guys, full system. And sorry for the mistake earlier. The sticker doesn't add 1000 horsepower, it actually 2000 horsepower. Yeah, no, but I think it looks a lot better, it looks a lot cleaner. The engine bay, you can see all the red now coming together. Yeah, no, I think this was the move. I think a cold air intake would definitely look just as good, but this is like a middle ground, you know. So yeah, now the only thing left to do is to test out this intake system. So let's go for a test drive. That is it for today's video, guys. The intake is in, it's a success, and there's a major difference intake versus stock. Not a lot of intake noise just because my exhaust is so loud, obnoxiously loud, but I definitely noticed a huge improvement in throttle response, higher, better revs. And it's not only placebo, because obviously I drive the car every day. I know what it's like, what's good and what's bad. And before, definitely there was a delay in the revs caused by the throttle, and the throttle response has actually been improved quite a bit, and that's caused better revs, and then that makes easier downshifts, easier heel and toe, and that is a big improvement, especially for track use. That's a huge improvement. So I'm overall very happy with it. All I can say is thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I can feel